Love never ends, even after turning into a zombie. The story opens with leading character Ethan standing alone on a hill, looking dazed and confused. As he is pissed off, like a zombie, he mentions a strange belief that when people are about to die, their life flashes before their eyes, showing all their good and bad memories. At that moment, Ethan is flooded with memories of his girlfriend, Emma. Some are sweet, but there are also darker memories he can't fully recall. Overwhelmed, he raises a gun and, in a moment of despair, shoots himself. Suddenly, the scene shifts to a night where Ethan and Emma are on their way to a beach. A news report crackles over the car radio, mentioning a global outbreak of a mysterious virus. It seems this virus is spreading quickly, creating chaos and fear everywhere. To escape the madness, the couple heads toward a remote lake house, hoping to stay safe from the spreading infection. But as they drive, a blinding flash of light appears, and Ethan's world goes dark. When he opens his eyes, it's morning, and he's alone in a car. He can't see Emma anywhere. The town that he looks at is completely deserted, with SOS signs plastered on rooftops and asking for help scrawled on walls. Panicking, Ethan searches for Emma, desperate to find her in the empty, eerie streets. But unfortunately, there is not a single clue for his girlfriend as if zombie has eaten her alive, but he is still optimistic. As he moves around, he spots a truck and approaches, hoping for help. There's a man with a gun on top of the truck. Ethan explains that he just woke up and is not feeling well. Hearing this, the man looks shocked and, without warning, aims to shoot Ethan. Luckily, Ethan hides behind the wall. But before he could kill him, another shot rings out and the truck man collapses. The shooter turns out to be a woman named May. She subdues the man and then addresses Ethan, who tells her about his lost memory and how he has lost his Emma. May asks his help to lift the truck driver's body, but before he assists her, he has fainted. May is cautious, warning Ethan not to wander alone, and invites him at her house. When he wakes, he's in a strange house, where he finds May cooking. She advises him to keep his memory loss a secret from others, as it might make him skeptical. Ethan spots some old newspapers lying around. The articles describe the virus that has ravaged the world, turning humans into strange, plant-like zombies. This virus mutates human DNA, fusing them with the characteristics of plants and trees, making them terrifyingly resilient. Ethan realizes with dread that a lot of time must have passed since his last memory with Emma. Back then, the virus had only started spreading, but now it seems to have destroyed almost everything. Suddenly, the lights in the house flicker out, and May goes to check the generator. Left alone, Ethan wanders into a garage, where he's startled by a monstrous, plant-like creature. He rushes to tell May, who casually explains that the creature, named Myrtle, is kept there for protection. She warns Ethan to stay far away from it. Also, Ethan helps Emma to fix the generator. Still determined to find Emma, Ethan insists on leaving, but May persuades him to stay until morning. That evening, she prepares a meal, a strange red soup, and explains that her house's electricity is powered by a bicycle generator. After dinner, Ethan pedals the bike to generate power, wondering if he'll ever reunite with Emma. Before bed, May reassures him that they'll search for her first thing in the morning. But in the middle of the night, Ethan has a flash of memory, and, feeling a sudden urge to act, sneaks out and takes May's truck. He drives all night and finally reaches the lake house he and Emma had planned to stay in. But the house is locked, and there's no sign of Emma. Desperate, he breaks in, only to find a woman named Samantha holding a gun. Ethan quickly drops his weapon, asking if she's seen Emma, but Samantha insists she lives here with her young son, Sam, and hasn't seen anyone named Emma. Their conversation is interrupted by strange noises outside. As a zombie crashes through the window, Samantha and Ethan struggle to defend themselves. The creature grabs Samantha, but Ethan manages to save her, smashing the zombie's skull with a hammer. The ordeal is terrifying, but Samantha tells him that these creatures are almost impossible to kill. They always seem to come back to life. After putting her son to bed, Samantha insists that Ethan stay the night. He falls asleep on the sofa, but when he wakes up, he's horrified to see Samantha's body, covered in plant-like growths, lying lifeless on the floor. Panicking, he runs outside and sees a terrifying scene. Young Sam, now turned into a zombie, feeding on another creature. Before Ethan can process what he's seeing, a zombie girl approaches him, seeming to recognize him. She rests her head on her shoulder as if she remembers him, but then she screams in a way that's no longer human. Just then, May arrives and shoots the girl, saving Ethan. May reintroduces herself as Ethan's amnesia has erased his memory of their first encounter. She explains that they need to leave quickly, as the forest is teeming with zombies. As they prepare to move, Ethan stumbles upon Emma's phone, which holds a video message from her. In the video, Emma talks about Ethan's worsening memory loss and their struggle to stay together. The video ends abruptly, leaving Ethan desperate for more answers. May agrees to help him charge the phone back at her house, so they set off on bicycles after their truck runs out of fuel. As they travel, more memories flood back to Ethan. He remembers that he and Emma had survived the car accident and had continued driving to a gas station when a zombie attacked their car. Ethan had managed to kill the creature, but the experience had left Emma deeply shaken. When they finally reach May's house, they find scratch marks on the door. Worried, they cautiously approach and encounter a man named Tom, who says he's looking for his missing wife. May is suspicious of him, but agrees to let him stay for one night if he helps with chores. She even makes him some soup, whispering to Ethan to pretend he's not hungry, so she can feed him later. During dinner, Tom shows them a photo of his wife, Fran, and asks if they've seen her. Ethan begins to feel dizzy, and May helps him upstairs, hinting that something might be off with Tom. Once upstairs, Tom grows suspicious of May, thinking she might know what happened to Fran. He pulls a gun on her, but May had already anticipated his move and drugged his food, causing him to pass out. She heads upstairs to care for Ethan, but before she can help him, a group of armed strangers break into the house, tying her up and waking Ethan. Tom also regains consciousness and angrily accuses May of being responsible for Fran's disappearance. As they search the house, Tom finds Emma's locket among May's things, which intensifies his rage. He points his gun at May, demanding to know if Emma is dead and accusing her of keeping mementos from the people she's killed. May remains silent, her expression unreadable. Tom finds a box filled with IDs and belongings of other missing people, including his wife's necklace, confirming his worst fears. After hearing the word amnesia, Ethan realizes he has no memory of his life over the years, including how he got his fracture. Meanwhile, the man who broke into the garage makes a shocking discovery: a makeshift hospital setup with a gang member lying on a bed. It turns out this man, who had been shot at the truck earlier, is actually part of the same group as the others. The intruder tries to escape the eerie setup, but he sets off a trap, causing a massive explosion in the garage. Hearing the blast, Tom gets furious and tries to shoot May, but instead, his gun backfires, injuring his own hand. The weapon was rigged to prevent unauthorized use. If a red tap wasn't activated first, the gun would explode in the user's hand. The next morning, May reintroduces herself to Ethan and takes him to the forest, pretending they're going hunting. As they walk, Ethan's memories flood back. He recalls that he was bitten by a zombie at the gas station, infecting him with the virus. But unlike other infected, Ethan didn't completely turn into a mindless zombie. He fluctuated between human and zombie states. Emma, his girlfriend, had tried to help him survive by bringing him fresh human meat whenever he was on the brink of fully turning, which temporarily restored his humanity. One day, during a walk in the woods, Emma and Ethan stumbled upon a house belonging to a man named Kai, who lived there with his wife and daughter, Caroline. Emma convinced Kai to let them stay, though Kai, a deeply religious man, was wary of them. He believed the virus was a punishment from God meant to teach humanity a lesson, while Emma, a doctor, saw it as a tragic but scientific disaster. As they conversed, Kai started suspecting something was off with Ethan, especially as Ethan's condition worsened from hunger. Eventually, Kai's suspicions grew when he noticed Ethan acting strangely at the dinner table. He was in dire need of human flesh to prevent his zombie transformation, so Emma took him to the bathroom, telling him to wait while she made arrangements for him. Kai, however, wasn't fooled. He armed himself, convinced that Ethan was dead inside and that Emma was somehow keeping him alive with human meat. Their tense confrontation escalated when they heard growls from upstairs, where Ethan was locked. Kai's wife and daughter, alarmed by the noises, went to check on him but found themselves facing Ethan in full zombie form. As they opened the door, Ethan attacked, unable to control his instincts. In the chaos, Emma managed to stab Kai, but he retaliated by throwing her against the stove. She then grabbed Kai's gun and shot him, all while Ethan had already attacked and eaten Kai's wife and daughter. Satiated, Ethan returned to his human form, horrified and guilty, as he realized what he had done. At this moment, it's revealed that the woman who has been helping Ethan is actually Emma, his former girlfriend. After Kai's family tragedy, she and Ethan took over the house and lived there together. Back in the present, Emma explains everything to Ethan. She reveals that it's been about 10 to 15 years since the world collapsed, and that she's been helping him retain his humanity all this time. To prevent his zombie instincts from taking over, she'd hunt and gather meat for him, hoping to keep his memories alive. But as the years passed, Ethan's amnesia worsened. He began forgetting not only his past, but also Emma herself. He would venture out daily, looking for Emma, unaware that she was right beside him all along, reintroducing herself as different people to keep his spirit intact. Realizing how long Emma has been by his side, Ethan decides he can't live like this anymore. He returns to the hill where he initially woke up, intending to end his own life. But as we know, in this world, zombies can't die that easily. They come back to life. Emma joins him there, and in an emotional moment, they confess their love to each other. Emma then reveals that she, too, is now infected, having chosen to live as a zombie alongside him forever. Ethan bites her, and together they accept their fate, destined to roam as zombies, eternally bound to each other. And that's the twisted and heartbreaking end to their story. If you like this movie, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel.